Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Not on a Wednesday, it's on a Thursday. If I get this posted tonight, if not, it'll be a Happy Homebrew Wednesday on a Friday. So, start out with, this is my Christmas ale. Not my Christmas ale. It's going to be a Christmas ale I made for my neighbor down the street, but I'm going to bottle some up, and I imagine somebody like Nate might get a bottle or two of this. But it is a 10.2% Christmas ale. Previously, I'd called beers like this Reindeer Breath. I kind of like that name, but for some reason I named this Elfin' Around. So it came out really well. It's the second day of carb. You know, it's a nice Christmas color, I don't know if you can see that, ale. And smells like Christmas. So. And at 10.2%, I'm not elfing around. I think that's where I got the name for it. It's certainly going to work for the party. That's going to do fine. It's going to be knocking some people out, but it'll be good. But I'm going to start off my Homebrew Wednesday. That was a kind of a sample with Nate's, another Nate sponsored Homebrew Wednesday, I guess. Last time I did the experimental lime IPL. This is his experimental grapefruit IPL. It's 5.1%. Same thing. It's the Yakima Valley hops. So let's pour this thing. All right, looks like it's starting to get some foam. So I think I picked the appropriate glass because it's an India Pale Lager, and just like the last one, it's very pretty. Pour it all in there, and yeah, it's got that nice kind of deep golden hue, and a little bit of hop haze, but that's kind of, I think, not to be expected because used quite a bit because it's an India version. But all right, so let's see if this thing gives me some grapefruit notes. Yes, right off the bat it does. Wow. Like I said, I got a very faint hint of lime, and some of that might have been because you wrote lime on there. But this one here, it's got that citrus. Smells like you're smelling a fresh cut grapefruit right off the bat. So these are, at least from the aroma, I'm digging this a lot more, Nate. I like the last one. Last one's a very, very clean India Pale Lager. This one, the aroma's killing it. It smells really good. All right. I'm wondering how much of a dry hop you did on this thing. I imagine you killed it. All right. Cheers. This thing is freaking awesome. This is an exciting beer, Nate. Yeah, dude, this is really good. Okay, so this is really, really exciting because it's 5.1%. For me, that's like sessionable, or at least my pre-Belly Busters sessionable. I had a bad week, so I might not have a good drop this week, fellow Belly Busters, but the exciting thing about this beer is the mouthfeel, and I don't know if you put any oats in this thing or how you did it, but it's got a nice, not like a watery mouthfeel like you normally get with a 5 and less. Or maybe it's just, I don't know. I'm thinking you might have put some oats in this thing because it's kind of got that nice, rich kind of texture. The second thing is the flavor is incredible. I can't get this much flavor out of a 5% beer. At least I don't think so. Part of it has to do with the fact that the way my sparge works, you know, to do a 5% beer, I have to use such a low amount of grain that I end up having to add a bunch of water at the end, and I don't like doing that. So I don't know, maybe I need to go even slower with a sparge, or, you know, because I have to collect around 7 gallons if I want to fill up my fermenter. Actually, less than that. Actually, to be honest, I should probably go with like 6.5 gallons, and I might be a little better. But still, it's pushing it to get around 5% and not have to add some water to it. This thing here, I doubt you had to add some water to it. It's got such a good mouthfeel, and the flavor is this nice, deep, rich flavor that you get from I mean, it tastes like at least a 6, if not a 7% beer. And I'm not saying that meaning that it's got the alcohol kind of warmth or anything. It doesn't at all. But it just has a nice, deep, rich flavor, which I really like in a IPA, much less IPL. I think with this one, it's brewed so well, the clean lagerness really lets I think it's the hop flavor. I'm thinking you killed it with a bunch of late additions and then probably a pretty aggressive, maybe if I had to guess. Oh God, that's such a great smell. Maybe 2 hop adds of dry hopping, at least 4 ounces total, I would guess. But I'm thinking you did a lot of like 10-minute and less, if not flame out or last 5 minutes, super heavy hop add at the end. I'd be curious to know. And it's got the last thing I like about it, it's got the perfect bittering. I mean, it's nice, clean bittering that truly balances the beer. This is beautiful. Wow, this is turning, my Homebrew Wednesday on Thursday is turning out to be a praise the Nate Pico, because this is freaking terrific, dude. Yeah, this is commercial quality all the way. This is such a nice, clean beer. Good job. Cheers. So, moving on. Brewing front. Like I said, I've got the... Oh, dropping bottles here. That'll be a good edit. So I got the Elephant Around. It's on my far right tap. On my middle tap, I still have... I said the Elephant Around's 12.2% winter ale. It has nutmeg, allspice, cinnamon, ginger. I put ginger root in here. It's a Belgian strong yeast strain, which I think worked out really nice. I like it. And I used Belgian dark candied sugar and some chocolate malt for the color, which I think worked pretty nicely. It's a nice deep mahogany color. And I put a little bit of Carapils in, and then the base of it is Pilsner, I think. I have to go back and look. But anyway, so that's on my last tap. I'm going to bottle just a little bit of that for some of you guys, and I'm going to bottle the rest of it and send it over to my neighbor, and we're going to go over there for her Christmas party on the 18th of December. And then I have still my New England IPA. Well, it's New England IPA. It's not really a New England IPA. I'd call it a New Virginia IPA, because I use the Heady Topper Focal Banger yeast, so it's called Heady Banger IPA. It's at 7.8%. It's on my middle tap, and it has a tremendous smell. It's really the old school recipe, the real old school recipe, just using the harvested yeast from the Heady Topper and Focal Banger cans. It came out tremendous. It's great beer. Bottled up some of that. Some of you guys are going to get it. And then on my far left tap, I have nothing right now. I do have a beer sitting in my fermenter that I brewed this past Sunday, the day my wife went off on a business trip, so I brewed some beer. It was a really late start too. I started around 1 o'clock or something, and I do one of these a year. It's going to be a pantry brew. It's where I take all the remaining stuff that I have laying around, all my grains, just random grains that are half used or got a little bit left in the bag. I always label them. I'm pretty diligent about putting the weight, and then I cut out the label. I have like a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna cut out the label of the grain bag of the specialty grains, and then I write on the label with a Marks-a-Lot with a Sharpie what the remaining weight is. Usually 8 ounces here, whatever. So ended up having a lot of Belgian Pilsner. So I used a lot of that. I mean, it's a whole mix of stuff, and I think I might, if I have some video, I'll throw it on the end of this. But it was a whole freaking smorgasbord of specialty grains with probably about 5 or 6 pounds of Belgian Pilsner. I think it was 6 total pounds of Belgian Pilsner. There was some biscuit malt, I want to say, or Victory. There was some Red X. I had a couple pounds of Red X I threw in there, and I mean just a whole host of stuff. Had a really nice color. It was a nice, not super red you get with a Red X, but a kind of a lighter amber color. And I think I used a Belgian Saison yeast that I had, White Labs Pure Pitch. And hops, I have no idea what the hops are. There's this bag of hops that I had in there from a Northern brewer order I did a while back, and I didn't properly label it. I think it's Citra, so I went on the assumption that it was Citra, and I kind of decreased the alpha acid or the whatever rating on the hops. So I put a little bit more than what I thought I needed to get a certain IBU level. I think I was going for like 30, 35 IBUs or something like that. So anyway, I did that beer. It ended up, I forget what the OG was, like 1056 or something like that. So it's going to be a lower ABV beer for me, but I think it's going to have plenty of I use melanoidin and aromatic malts and some other stuff. So it's going to be a pretty flavorful beer. I like Saison, so and most of the Saisons I've been doing lately are these light lemon kind of Saisons. This one will be a little darker in color, which I think will be kind of nice for the holidays. So that'll be my 3 taps for a while, and then I got to plan out what my next beer is going to be. I'm itching to get into a contest, so I'm going to see what contests are coming up that I can join, or competitions that I can submit in, a BJCP competition, and so I'll gear something towards that. Maybe a lager. So anyway, other than that, I just saw a post from Tyler Everson. He's looking for a lager recipe similar to the Two Ladies. I think it's Two Ladies, but it's got some Hallertau Metafru, and I have a Munich Helles recipe that I think is close to. Well, it's got Pilsner and Hallertau or Metafru, and it's one of my favorite recipes. I kill it when it's on my keg. It's gone in like a week. I really. Well, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, but I kill it. It doesn't last a month. So I'll send him that recipe. But other than that, that's all that's going on with me, guys. Holidays are rapidly approaching. This Saturday, well, first of all, my wife is hell-bent on getting our house. Wow, it's already like 12 minutes. I'm doing a good job on this one. My wife is hell-bent on getting the house finished. We got the contractor guys finishing up right now. She's trying to get everything done by Sunday before our visitors start pouring in for the holidays. So it's kind of crazy right now, but I need to either record and watch it later or dedicate time because I have the Army-Navy game. Go Army, beat Navy. Our Army is looking freaking awesome. We're something like 8-3 or something, and we're going to be playing the Navy this weekend. We beat them last year. I'm hoping we keep the streak alive, and our team is looking good enough too. Got a beast for a quarterback in terms of running. So anyway, and he can throw too. So on that note, hey guys, have yourself a happy homebrew and have a very, 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 very merry happy homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.